나 저혈압인데 혈압 120. 아파. 터질 것 같아. 나도 왜 해치 말고.
Don't do that. Don't get too close. Okay, whenever you're ready. Yeah.
Title?
Yeah.
Okay. Horton Hatches the Egg by Dr. Seuss. Siamese, a lazy bird hatching an egg. I'm tired and I'm bored and I'm kinks in my leg from just sitting here day after day. It works. How I hate it. I'd much rather play. I take a vacation, fly off for a rest. If I could find someone to stay on my nest. If I could find someone, I'd fly away free. Then Horton the elephant passed by her tree. Hello, called the lazy bird, smiling her best. You've nothing to do and I do need a rest. Would you like to sit on the egg in my nest? The elephant laughed. Why all those silly things? I haven't feather and I haven't wings. Me on your egg? Why, that doesn't make sense. Your egg is so small, ma'am, and I'm so immense. Tut tut, answered Maisie. I know you are not small, but I'm sure you can do it. No trouble at all. Just sit on it softly. You are gentle and kind. Come, be a good fellow. I know you won't mind. I can, say the elephant. Please, begged the bird. I won't be gone long, sir. I give you my word. I will hurry right back. Why I'll never be missed. Very well, said the elephant, since you insist. You want a vacation, go fly off and take it. I will sit on your egg and I will try not to break it. I will stay and be faithful and I mean what I say. Toodaloo, sang out Maisie and fluttered away. The first thing to do, murmured Holton. Let's see. The first thing to do is prop up this tree and make it much stronger. That has to be done before I get on it. I must weigh a ton. Then carefully, tenderly, gently, he crept up the trunk to the nest where the little egg slept. Then Holton the elephant smiled. Now that's that. And he said, and he said, and he said, and he said. And he sat all that day, and he kept the egg warm, and he sat all that night through a terrible storm.
It poured and limed, it thundered, it lumbered. This is much fun. The poor elephant grumbled. I wish it'd come back 'cause I'm cold and not wet. I hope that the Maisie but doesn't forget. But Maisie by this time was far beyond reach, enjoying the sunshine way off in Palm Beach, and having such fun, such a wonderful rest, decided she'd never go back to her nest. So Horton kept sitting there day after day, and soon it was autumn. The leaves blew away, and then came the winter, the snow and the sleet, and icicles hung from his trunk and his feet. But Horton kept sitting and said with a sneeze, I will stay on this egg, and I won't let it freeze. I mean what I say, and I said what I meant. On elephant's face for 100%. So poor Horton sat there the whole winter through. And then came the springtime with troublous news. His friends gathered round and they shouted with glee. Look, Horton the elephant's up in the tree. They taunted, they teased him, they yelled, how absurd. Old Horton, the elephant, thinks he's a bird. They laughed and they laughed, then they all ran away. And Horton was lonely, he wanted to play. But he sat on the egg and continued to say, I meant what I say and I said what I meant. On elephant face for 100%. No matter what happens, this egg must be tended. But poor Horton's troubles were far, far from ended. For while Horton sat there, so faithful, so kind, Three hunters came sneaking up softly behind. He heard a man's footsteps. He turned it start. Three rifles are aiming right straight at his heart. Did he run? He did not. Horton stayed on that nest. He held his head high, and he threw out his chest, and he looked at the hunters as much as to say, "Shoot if you must be. I want to run away." I meant what I say, and I said what I meant. An elephant face for 100%.
But the men didn't shoot. Much to Horton's surprise, they dropped their three guns and they stared with wide eyes. Look, their shout, can such a thing be? An elephant sitting on top of a tree. It's strange. It's amazing. It's wonderful new. Don't shoot him. We'll catch him. That's just what we'll do. Let's take him alive. Why, he's terribly funny. We'll sell him back home to a circus for money. And the first thing he knew, they had built a big wagon with ropes on the front for the plus to drag on. They dug up his tree and they put it inside, with Horton so sad that he practically cried. "We are off," the man shouted, and up they went with Horton unhappy 100%. Up out of the jungle, up into the sky, up over the mountains 10,000 feet high, then down the mountains and down to the sea, went a cart with the elephant, egg, nest, and tree. Then out of the wagon and onto a ship, out over the ocean, and ooh, what a trip! Rolling and tossing and splashed with the spray. And Horton said day after day after day, "I meant what I say, and I said what I meant. But oh, am I seasick? 100%. After bobbing around for 2 weeks like a cork, they landed at last in the town of New York. Oh, sure," the man shouted, and down with a rush went Hot the elephant still on his perch, tied onto a boat that could just scarcely hold him. Boom! Holt landed, and then the men sold him. Sold to a circus, then week after week. They showed him to people at 10 cents a peek. They took him to Boston, to Kalamazoo, Chicago, Weehawken, and Washington too. To Dayton, Ohio, Minnesota, to Wichita, Kansas, to Drake, North Dakota. And everywhere thousands of folks flocked to see, and loaded the elephant up in the tree. Poor Horton grew sadder the farther he went, but he said as he sat in the hot noise tent.
Part 4.
I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful 100%. Then one day the circus show happened to reach a town way down south, not so far from Palm Beach, and dawdling along with way up high in the sky. Who of all people should chance to fly by but that old good-for-nothing bird, Runaway Maisie, still on the vacation and still just as lazy. And spying the flags and the tents just below, she sang out, "What fun! Why, I go to the show." And she swooped from the clouds through an open tent door. "Good gracious," gasped Maisie. "I've seen you before." Poor Horton looked up with his face white as chalk. He started to speak, but before he could talk, there rang out the noisiest ear-splitting squeaks from the egg that had sat on 51 weeks. A thumping, a bumping, a wild and live scratching. "My egg!" shouted Horton. "My egg, why, is hatching." "But it's mine!" screamed the bird when she heard the egg crack. The work was all done. Now she wanted it back. "It's my egg," she sputtered. "You stole it from me." "Get off of my nest and get out of my tree." Poor Horton backed down. with a sad, heavy heart. But at the very instant the egg burst apart, and out of the pieces of red and white shell, from the egg that it sat on so long and so well, Horton the elephant saw something wheeze. It had ears and a tail and a trunk just like his. And the people came shouting, "What's all this about?" They looked, and they started with their eyes popping out. Then they cheered and they cheered and they cheered more and more. They'd never seen anything like it before. "My goodness, my gracious," they shouted. "My word, it's something brand new. It's an elephant bird. And it should be like that." Because Horton was faithful. He said and he said. He meant what he said and he said what he meant. And they sent him home happy 100%.
Good job, guys. Another really strong ending. Good job with the strong ending. Yeah, have a seat.